Alright, this is just a little bit of an update video about where I've been and how the races went in the weekend. So I did 12.5 hours on the bike last week, which is pretty good, 358 kilometers all up. And that's only in 4 days as well, because I didn't ride Monday, Tuesday, I rode on Wednesday, but I only did like 40-50 minutes. And then the rest of it's all Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I just went all in Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So on Friday I went out for another ride with Max, and then Toby joined us, and I think we went out and did macro backwards with them. I was having some issues with my knee the other day at the last club race. I was like, oh, what's going on here? And if you remember from a video way back, I cracked like the plastic bit of my seat. Well, now that seat's completely fried and the carbon underbit completely cracked. I'll put a video up now. Alrighty, it is Friday morning and I am in Wellington today. I'm heading out for a bit of a two and a half hour ride with Max, and I think one of his mates, Toby's, coming as well. I've had some problems with my bike in the last couple days. I think in a vlog in the summer I said that I'd like cracked my seat a little bit, and there's like a little carbon rail that I'd cracked on the side, and then I had a bump the other day, and obviously the entire underside of my seat, of the physique seat, is carbon, and the crack has gone all the way through. So yeah, it does this. I don't know how well you guys know seats, but obviously there's the crack in that little hole there, and it goes right under the seat. But obviously you need to sit on here, and it's kind of like a suspension, but if you sit on this, like one finger, you can push it all the way down to the rails, because it's just cracked the entire way through. So I have ordered a new Physique Antares, because I think it's like the perfect saddle for me at the moment. I've ridden on the Physique Antares for I think 3 or maybe even going on 4 years now, so I was like, I don't want to change what I already know, so I've ordered it, but it probably won't turn up for a week. So yeah, that was completely cracked, and I was basically sitting on the carbon seat post, so it wasn't very comfortable. So I was like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to go out for a ride with you guys today. But Max lent me one of his Specialized seats. I don't know which one it is. The Specialized Power, I think it's called. So I rode over to his house with the cracked seat on, and then we just replaced it there. I did a little bit of tweaking with it. And then we went around macro backwards, and it was actually a really nice ride. I didn't end up filming any of it, but yeah, I really enjoyed just going out for a bit of a cruise with the boys. We didn't do anything crazy. We did a little bit of sprints and stuff, but like just the fun as you do when you're just going for a bit of a cruisy ride with the boys. I think they ended up doing 60k, and I was like, oh, I feel kind of good today, and I got nothing else to do, so I went around the bays again. And I think I ended up cracking, I think, here we go, 109k on Friday, so a pretty good ride for Friday, to be fair. 3 hours and 45 minutes and almost 1300 meters of elevation. Alrighty, just finished watching last night's stage of the tour, and now I'm gonna head out for a ride. I didn't end up filming any of the ride because we were just having good chats and just cruising along, and we did a little bit of sprints and some openers. I think the other boys did about 50 or 60k, and then I ended up doing, and then I cracked straight over, just cracked 100k, just under 4 hours, and I think, there you go, 1,275 meters of climbing. So yeah, a pretty decent day on the bike. So I've got the club race again tomorrow, and I want to do another 100k tomorrow. So most important thing now is to get inside, start eating, start recovering. I'm gonna put some recovery calf socks on and stuff, have a good stretch, and then like I'm just trying to train my body to recover, because if I'm gonna start doing all these big races, it's not just the actual cycling training I need to do. I need to start teaching my body to ride 100k each day, and the recovery overnight as quick as possible. So that's what this weekend's for. I'm going to do 100k today, 100k tomorrow, and then at least 120k on Sunday. Also at about, I think it was like 70k, I had to stop and get a bit of coke, so yeah, I was dying. Shush. And then Saturday we drove up to do the Kapiti race again, so this was the second round of the series. Again, I didn't film it because I was just taking the weekend off. But yeah, for the second round, they're actually almost double the numbers there were last week. So the racing was a lot harder and a lot faster, which was actually quite good to have a little bit more people in the peloton. So it was the exact same course as last week, just like 3 loops of that Y loop, and then we loops of that Y loop and then finished down the sprint straight. For this weekend's race, it was way different. People being a lot more aggressive, and people be a lot more aggressive when there's more people in the group, because then if they get caught they can go to the back and have a bit of. So there are a lot of people just trying to jump off the front. But like from the first lap, I kind of was just like sitting and doing my work. I was reading the race and I was like, nah, this is definitely going to come down to a sprint finish. So I was like, I've already done 100k the day before and I'm not feeling very great. So I kind of just sat at the back, did a turn when I needed to. And then the last lap we came in, I was feeling pretty rubbish before the last U-turn on the Y loop. And I was like, oh God, I'm really lucky if I even make it to the finish. And then some guy attacked, I think probably 2.5 kilometers out, and he made it all the way to the finish in a solo break, which was pretty impressive. And then I just somehow found myself at the front in the last like 1.5k, and then another guy from Masterton just did a massive turn. He probably just sat on the front for about 1 kilometer. And then I just kind of followed some wheels, and I think I got like top 8, which is pretty good. So I got 9th last week, so I got some points, and then I got, I think, like 7th or 8th this week. So I've still got points for both the rounds, which is pretty good. And then after the race, I went and did another lap, so that ended up being another 100 kilometers, because I was like, oh, obviously you have to round it up to 100. So that was another 100 kilometers at almost 34 kilometers an hour average. And that took just under 3 hours. Almost an hour quicker than the 100 kilometer ride the day before. So then Sunday I went back to Masterton and I was like, okay, I'll do the group ride again just like I did the week before. And then this time we went around the Whangahu loop, which heads out north towards Alfredton, and then we go over a hill called Dry as Rock. And I didn't know this, but they actually go quite hard on some of the hills and the sprints in the Masterton group rides, because I haven't been on them in a few years. But yeah, on that ride we went up Dry as Rock, and then we did a bit of a sprint there, and then we're coming down the Whangahu Valley into Bideford, and we did a bit of a sprint down there. I think I got up to like 64 kilometers in the sprint. It was a little bit of a tailwind, so I was like, oh, I feel quite good considering I've done 200 kilometers in the last 2 days. And then we came into town, stopped at the cafe. I think we were about 60 kilometers in at the cafe. And I was like, well, I might as well make it another big day. So I went out and did the Packers again. I got to the end of the Packers. I was like, all right, let's do a real big day. And then we went out. I was like, so then I solo rode all the way out to the bottom of Miller's climb, went over Miller's, and then all the way back into Masterton. And I think I made it about 4 kilometers until I got home, and then I just completely bonked. So I rode like a my time trial position all the way to the closest dairy. Got myself a Coke and a bonk brownie, and then slowly made my way home. So that was 130 kilometers, so 4.5 hours of riding on Sunday. So my legs are feeling extremely sore today. I am not in a good way. Also, with all these winter miles in New Zealand, the roads are absolutely filthy because of all the farming and the sheep and the cows crossing the roads. So my bike is in a state I have never seen it in before. So I'm gonna go downstairs now and give it a good bloody clean. But like, look how dirty it is. It's actually ridiculous. Alright, final step was to give it a quick dry. This is probably the cleanest I think I've ever had my chapter 2. I really went all in just to try and get all that grime off, so it's absolutely spotless now. And there's nothing better than having a nice clean chain. So I'll just let that dry, and then I have a nice clean bike for training tomorrow.
Around in my bed, she the one I think I found till I'm dead. I don't want nobody else in my head. And no, I don't need another one. We can stay up late and have a ton of fun. Take your clothes off. What's in my drink? It won't let me doze off.